Hello everyone! Welcome to the Dolphina Show. My name is Sophie. I am the maker behind the Dolphina bag and I'm also the owner of the Dolphina Collective. And I'm the host of this show. So before I start today's episode, I just want to let you know that I have many great events that are actually coming up. I have a couple collaborations that are in works. I will be at a small cafe in Prévost, Quebec on August the 21st. I will link the detail below. I will also be Rhinebeck with Native Fiber at Indian Tangled, and I will spend a weekend in Black Mountain on the last weekend of October. I will put all the information down below, so if you're around, please come and see me. I haven't seen people in a very long time and I'm super excited. All right, so today's guest is a duo that you guys know extremely well. They are very present on Instagram. They have a great podcast and they are absolutely two magnificent person. So today, my guests are CadyJax Knits. Stay tuned.
I'm the same. Nobody ever says anything because they know I'm gonna tell them. But anyways,
your hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so full disclosure.
Yeah.
I showered. I put on makeup for the first time in 3 weeks.
Oh.
And I brushed my hair for the first time in like 4 days.
For us?
Just for you, because I love you so much and I miss you like you have no idea.
Oh, sweet.
And full then you're kissable. You're ready for us. We're coming.
Well, so here's the scoop. I got my first shot.
Yeah.
Oh.
My second shot is actually scheduled for September 17th, but I might have it by the end of August. That means I might jump in the Mini and drive 16 hours to go to Black Mountain for the end of October.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
You could pick me up on the way.
Sort of.
What I could do is fly to Albany. I'll pick you up in Albany and we'll drive all the way down.
There we go.
Nice.
An adventure.
Yeah. You can give up your job.
Exactly. No, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. No, we talked about last year's Rhinebeck. You were like, well, you're gonna live in Knoxville. You can go meet me at Black Mountain. I was totally planning to do that. You remember?
Well, you did without me. I felt left out.
I didn't.
I legit bawled my eyes out when I actually hung up from that FaceTime call.
Oh.
That was heartbreaking because, I mean, Denise and Jen.
Yeah, they're your people.
They're my girls.
Yeah, they're so much fun.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was, well, there'll be a next time for sure. And, there's space.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a tradition now.
Oh, I know. For sure.
October. Anyways, ladies, I'm so happy you said yes and I can have you both at the same time. No, with 3 different windows and shit.
I know.
This
We're
is
having a
amazing.
threesome.
I know, the best threesome ever.
Woo!
Dream. I touched my hair. Let's do.
CadyJax.
Let's have a little counter. 1.
Okay.
Just kidding. Okay.
Whatever. Okay.
Totally kidding.
All
It's
right.
fine. All right, we're
Hold
good.
on. I got crap in my wit. Ladies, welcome to the Dolphina Show.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
I'm Caitlin,
And I'm Jackie.
and we're CadyJax Knits.
all the way from Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah.
And Jackie's bedroom.
As always.
As always. Well, I mean, we don't break good habits.
Are we in your bedroom or another
You're
bedroom?
in my office, actually. It's the spare room. So if you come, I
That's
will actually clean up the bed from all the yarn.
The yellow.
No, we like to lay on top of yarn. You don't have to clean.
There you go. So you're fine.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's directly, and you can see my natural light is not as nice as Jackie's one, but I'm in a forest of pines, so it's kind of.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Dolphina show. Let's jump right into it, ladies.
To be music.
How are you feeling right now?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We are so happy to be together and feel so lucky. It's the transition, the COVID in the States. It's weird because like when I went to pick Caitlin up, it was so fraught all this previous year traveling, and this was a little more relaxing. Like, but
That's
it was
awesome.
still like, do I wear a mask? Don't I wear a mask? You know, and so it was our first. It was my first meal out, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And then we went to Nordstrom and did a little
Nice. Okay, so let's say this. This is a last minute. Well, no, I said to you last time I knew you guys were together, I asked Jackie, when is the next time you're getting together? And you said June.
Yeah.
And then all last minute impromptu last night, so you were together, and I was like,
Yeah.
Let's say something. This month, it's the first year anniversary of the Dolphina show.
Oh,
Congratulations!
That's so exciting. It'll be our anniversary soon too. Jackie keeps the calendar. That's
I've
exciting.
been thinking about that, and at some point, if we're allowed, I am curious for you to reflect on that. I'm curious what surprised you about
She's
that.
already turned the interview around.
No, but I really want to know.
Do we expect anything else?
I know, but so later on, maybe you can answer that.
Yeah. Do we get like a bonus follow-up questions?
Sure. I mean,
All
full disclosure, Julie she is my next guest, so she'll be coming up, but in French.
Oh, how
So Julie Asselin totally hijacked my interview. So what usually is an hour turned into 3 hours and then some.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's awesome. Anyways, so Caitlin, how are you feeling right now?
Oh, so happy. I mean, we knew that we were going to see each other in June. So I think we've just been waiting and waiting. But the plan was Jackie was going to come basically move in with me in Knoxville. And it just got too much. So this is right. You know, this is where we belong. So this is good. It's good. And it just feels so natural. Like, it's almost like, well, I mean, feel good because this is us, you know, this is what we do. So it's right.
Back in your natural habitat.
Exactly. Yeah. So
love it. All right. What excites you at the moment?
Ooh, fiber wise, or like we
that's
can go into my fantasy.
Yeah,
land?
what's under your bed, Jackie? Isn't this the time? I mean, haven't you been waiting to get out the ropes?
Okay, never. Not tying it. Caitlin and I are going to practice.
Yeah, no, we're not.
She brought it up. No, what excites us in fiber?
Or in general, we're not at the fiber questions yet, so.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, okay. What truly excites me is, I'm sorry, I'm in like a transition because I just ended working at a school that I've been at since my youngest was in first grade. So this whole phase and he's going to be a senior. So that whole time, and I'm in a new school in the fall. So this summer is sort of, I feel like just this big opening. And I actually wanted to make a commitment to myself to not be so driven and to at least have a day a week for play and creative exploration and having it not be productive, but just open-ended, to invite the unknown in. That's what's exciting to me.
Awesome.
I'm so lucky that I have this 10 weeks to do that and see where it takes me.
Caitlin?
Can we just start? Like, can I answer the questions first? Because following up after poetry and including the outside in, I'm like, I'm happy I had coffee this morning. And
You're excited about your flowers.
yeah, I know, but thank you for that. Thank you. No, I think for me right now, the things that really excite me is like florals. Like I moved to Knoxville, I have a garden now, and there's just something that all of a sudden came out of, like, for me, just creatively with flowers. So I actually have a new little side gig job I'm starting, working at a wedding design florist, totally part-time, but we'll see. So it's just kind of interesting and fun. So that's like something I'm really excited to just see where that leads.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys wake up together or apart?
Together.
And what happens? So what's your morning routine?
Oh, you mean like when we're together?
Oh, all right.
Wait, I'm not.
What happened this morning?
Yeah.
So like usually when we have a sleepover, and yes, we sleep in the same bed. Like if there were, I mean, you have another bed apparently, but whatever. And usually like we'll wake up and just like start knitting and just have a total slumber party together. And then this morning she got up and I thought she was just going to the bathroom and was going to come back in and we were just going to like hang out. And then like 25 minutes later, I'm like, where did she go? And she's downstairs in the kitchen. She's got herself her toast and her Diet Coke and she's knitting. And I was like, hello? Like, hello? Anyway, it was a total disconnect.
The telepathy failed.
Yeah, a little bit. So tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow, so.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the real CadyJax morning routine. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But we were going to be filming with you, so we actually had to get dressed. Otherwise, we'd still be in our pajamas knitting. That would be
matching
what we'd be doing.
pajamas.
Yeah.
Sorry for breaking the whole.
It's
all right.
It's okay.
Your work. You're totally. Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, what song can you not stop singing?
Oh, that's so not me.
I don't sing.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean like hearing in your head?
Or there's a song on the radio that you're gonna be like, yeah, that's my jam.
Oh yeah, I have particular songs I listen to over and over again, and currently, I mean, it's the one that I put. It's like 6s to 9s. It's so dumb, but I think I made a video with it.
Yeah, sure you did.
But I have that. Okay, whatever. Yep. So, but it's evidently banned in several countries. So our Instagram got in trouble for me putting a video up with it on.
I mean, I was like, finally,
somebody
else is like controlling the videos and going, no, Jackie, you can't be out there doing that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But what's that?
She's muted herself, giggling. So like I don't know what it is about music. I love music, but I just sort of defer to James. Like my husband is such a music person, and his music drives me crazy. I called it old man music, and we live in Tennessee now, and there's a lot of banjo music that drives me. Banjo players out there, if this is like the podcast where it's like knitting and banjo lovers. And anyway, so
obviously it is.
Dying here.
Totally. Anyway, so whatever. I just like go along. Whatever anybody else is playing, I'll go along.
Put those down, Caitlin.
Yeah,
he's sure gonna have.
He's into blues. Yeah, whatever.
He wrote us a song with his
harp,
which for the rest of us is a harmonica.
Yeah.
But for Caitlin and James,
it's a blues harp. But that's the thing. We didn't make it up.
Okay.
Just because you don't know doesn't mean it just.
Sorry, we're not gonna fight on here.
Okay. Question number 34.
Oh, that is so good. Okay. So I've been following you from the beginning, and you've told that in the past.
Shocking.
But how did you meet?
Oh. How we met, we used to work at a store. Well, I worked at a store called Orange Tree Imports, which is this lovely local kind of home goods store. And I worked there in a college and then after college. And Jackie, we had a democratic way of hiring our staff where we all sat like in these directors' chairs in a circle, and then the person who's being interviewed would sit there and be interviewed by, you know, probably 20 people.
It was like a Stanley Kubrick film.
Yes. And Jackie showed up, and I remember like my first impression is, of course, like she's just like adorable beyond belief, and she had the cutest socks on. Jackie used to have sock collection that was like before the knitting and before, and anyway, she was hired, and that was it. We just, you know, that was 20. That was
30 years ago.
1993, 4.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
4.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. This is so good.
Shouldn't have hired her.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. When you girls feel the most beautiful.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think together when we're laughing and having a good time. Like, I remember crying about that because I think friendship makes you feel beautiful. And when you're by yourself, you sit around and you go, oh, I have a mole here or whatever, or I have cellulite, but when you're with your friends and you're laughing, you feel beautiful because you feel good.
I like that.
I need to tell you something.
Uh-oh. Leaning in.
You caught probably the best picture of me at Rhinebeck.
I remember it. That photo was amazing. And you were in your glory because you were surrounded by all the people you love. You were so in your element. So,
I mean, like,
we're gonna charge you for that photo, though.
I'm gonna find it.
Oh, sorry, I might cry. Okay, I'm sorry.
I love that.
I love
this is your show. Can't you do whatever you want?
I mean, I'm with my absolute best friend, partner in crime, who has been to Rhinebeck several times. And she actually was the best sport, saying yes to anything I wanted to do, following me to any of the event that I wanted to try to be, like, I wanted to, like, breathe, eat Rhinebeck and everything.
I think you did.
Oh God, yeah.
Did you have the Brussels sprouts?
No, I had a lot of booze, but that's a different story.
Wait, well, let's hear the rest of her story.
No, but that's it. I mean, and that Saturday, that Saturday afternoon was the picture perfect
fall
dream idea of what Rhinebeck should be.
Yeah.
A little crisp, not too cold, not too warm. The colors, the mountain was full of people, and I saw all my friends, like you guys and Christina and Cecilia and Gigi, and I mean, like, anyway. Okay.
It was like golden light. I feel like it was magical.
It was magical. All right.
I mean, I just want to sum it up and just say, I remember that too. And I think we forget that because we're marketed to, and we think beauty is products and something surfacey, and it is not. It is a relational thing, you know? And when you reflect to each other, like being seen and loving each other, you bring out each other's beauty. And that was Rhinebeck. Like, everybody was radiant there.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
But I mean, that Friday morning when Linda and I arrived at Kristy and all you guys were there, it was just this wave of friendship and love and joy, and
it was like we knew each other forever too. I think that's the other thing that's really beautiful about it, is that for so many of us, it's just this interaction on Instagram or the channel, like YouTube and all of that, and it amplifies things. And then when you see people, you feel like this, that you've known them, and you get to see them in a different way earlier than you would have normally. Yeah.
Caitlin, I have a question about you and James.
Oh, okay.
How'd you guys meet?
That's a good story.
Bring it on.
We technically met, we met on Match.com. but so we're both had previous marriages, and I'll have to speed the story up, but basically I have a good friend, Carolyn, who she and I have had a lot of life experiences too. We got kids at the same time, divorced at the same time, dated at the same time. And she was dating somebody at the time and kind of had a little like, I'm going to see what else is out there. And she went on a date with somebody, and I'm always her like moral compass. And I was like, that is not a good idea. You love this other person. Why are you doing this? So she went on a date, and I was her person that called her to make sure she was safe and all that. And then she decided it was a great date, but like she loves this other person. Fast forward, I went on Match.com, and I was ready to be like real on it. And she and I had like a night where we had wine, and we were going to write my profile, and I was going to show her who I was interested in. And so I was pulled up the first person to say, this is who I would contact. And it was James. And he's the same person that she had gone out with. And she kept saying, I want to set you up with this guy. He was so great. He's not for me, but he's so perfect for you. And I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with this. Like, no. And it was James. So we immediately wrote an email together to James and was like, you have to meet my friend Caitlin. He reluctantly was like, I don't really want to have anything to do with your crazy town stuff either, but I'll take a chance. So I had our first date, and that was almost 11 years ago. So
who loved who first?
Who loved what?
Who loved who first? Or who fell in love first?
Oh, he totally, I almost feel like it was date one. It was just this cosmic crazy, like we were both just so ourselves, and we're very similar people. Like we're kind of the same people. It's kind of crazy. So it probably, I mean, he said he loved me first, and that was it. That was it.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very lucky. Very, 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 very lucky.
Jackie, what do you think Caitlin's best quality is?
Oh, she is just brimming with love. She's such a loving person. I mean, it's like her essence. And then, but I love that she's like a delicious love cake with sass frosting.
This is so well said. I love it.
Don't ask me to do the same for her. I'll be like, I love it. No, yes, that's sweet. Like it's salted caramel. Yeah, sass frosting. What would that be?
I don't know.
Oh my god, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah.
And Caitlin, what do you like the most about Jackie?
I like her shoes. No, it's just
she's practicing wearing my shoes today.
No, I think that that's a really hard question. I mean, I think we've been friends for so long that it's just, I feel like we're an extension of each other. Like we can,
except this morning we didn't get our
we were out of sleep, but that's okay. No, Jackie is just radiance. Like she's everything that anybody wants to be and wants to sort of aspire to be. And, you know, beauty personified inside and out.
Thank you.
Sort of. Just kidding.
So you both have kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're grown up.
Yeah, minor. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Junior. What do you think is something that you like a trait that you thought it was really important to actually pass on to your kids?
Oh, I think for me, it's trying to be really grounded in appreciating what you do have. Like everything else can fade away. You just have to be really centered on the good, because everything else will fall into place. That's important to me.
And it's funny because there's two answers. One is there was nothing I felt like I could intentionally pass on. You know, it was funny. And so it was this, for my part, it was like fostering what they loved and that it's important to love something. And who knows what it is, and what it is for both my boys has surprised me, and it was nothing I intended.
Yeah.
But if there was an intentional thing in terms of the way we lived and everything, it would be love of family. Because, you know, we do have this Sally, my mother, my sister, they've always raised my boys with me. And so the fact that they're part of that and they have like part of this elephant pack, you know, is really important. I mean, and it was actually kind of a strange transition, which we don't hear about a lot, for the young men. You know, they kind of, in a way, need to separate, of course, from us. But I still, and I'm completely fine with that. But it's just really important that they, I guess, feel grounded in that return, and always feel like they can return to a loving family. Like, I never want them to feel isolated and alone. I want them to always know that they choose to come back here and that we love them.
Ladies,
could you just tone it down a little bit? Because I feel like all my answers are like, yes.
no, but every time I'm like, it's either I get tingly or I want to cry. So it's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, let's be a little more, like, a little lighter.
Okay.
Early bird or night owl?
Oh,
Both.
early bird.
It doesn't work for me, but I do both.
Yeah.
Like, I try to not sleep. That would be my
oh yeah, I need sleep. I need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Like, yeah.
I love that, like, solo time on both ends.
Yeah.
Like, fine.
What do you like in the middle? Just kidding.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. That's the okay. Caitlin Sass.
Okay, so for people who live under a rock, what do you do about CadyJax aside from that?
Oh, besides the knitting podcast?
Oh, what do we do? I was like, what do you mean? What is there? So, you mean like what do we do for a living kind
How
of
do
thing?
we
Yeah.
so health insurance?
Right. How do we support that? So up until my move from Madison to Knoxville, Jackie and I worked at the same school, and I was the enrollment director there. So we had the benefit of seeing each other if we thought about it on a daily basis. It was funny how few times we'd see each other. But so I was an enrollment director. And now that I've moved to Knoxville, I moved during COVID. So the whole idea was I was going to move and find a job. But I didn't look for a job during COVID. So the floral thing I've been in the state of trying to reinvent myself. I didn't want to go back to working at school. I really want to do something creative. Like, there's a need there. But there's, that thing called health insurance. So whatever. So we're trying to figure that out. But yeah. And you?
I'm a teacher. I went into teaching kind of late-ish, you know, like I've only been teaching for maybe 14, 15 years or something like that. Not the whole time, but I chose elementary because I absolutely have always been the way I am. I'm obsessed with learning and reading. And so I wanted to have children while they were young and like do it all together and it's been really wonderful. It's been a wonderful creative expression. I worked at an independent school for the last umpteen years. So I could, I don't know, what I've really loved is this, is the creative aspect of it. So you wake up in the morning and you think to yourself, let's make human clocks today. Let's go outside. They're so
that's
bad
what we all did.
at telling time, and all the kids laid down in like a dial, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and we'd walk around and we'd practice telling time. And it was just so much fun. And like every day is like that. It can be like an adventure.
Well, and I will say that because I was recruiting families and part of our thing was to go on a tour, I would always, whenever I could, stop in Jackie's room, and or I'd have students visiting and they would be in Jackie's room, and regardless of what grade, it's like, oh, let's put them in Jackie's room. No, but Jackie, I mean, as you can probably imagine just from listening to how she talks about things and how thoughtful, her classroom was magical. Any parent would just be like, I want Mrs. Rose. So yes, she did.
I want Mrs. Rose too.
I know, right? We all want to go back to third grade and have Mrs. Rose.
Bring it on.
I know, seriously. Yeah,
no, it really is about like hosting the kids, and their humanity. It's just the longer I've taught, the less it's been about curriculum and more it's been about who they are and how they treat one another and teaching belonging and being and those sorts of things. And that's just such a joy to do. But I'm also glad. I'm going to tell you the flip side of that is like I have this binary. So there's Mrs. Rose. That's who we call the teacher self. And then I get out of the car and I'm like, don't fucking put me in a table next to kids. I don't want to go to the park and hang out at the playground. No, like I give it all and then I'm done.
Totally done.
Sorry. Like, oh, I swore on your podcast too.
Oh, finally, it was you instead of me.
It's fine.
I broke the bubble. But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
I do it really intensely and then I stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
I like it. What's your favorite spice?
Spice? Ooh. I love cardamom.
That's good.
That's so good.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. You?
I don't know. Sugar?
I agree.
That count?
Perfect.
Sugar. That's so good. We're coming out with a new coffee line of cardamom sugar. No, just kidding. CadyJax. No.
Okay. What's your secret talent?
Oh,
secret talent. You go for it.
Well, I'm trying to think. My secret.
I don't have secret talents because
everything's out in the open.
I'm like, look at this. That's interesting.
I guess I'm just because it's on my mind. I'd say floral arrangement's my secret talent right now. Because I don't think.
Well, it's not so secret anymore. But I mean, it was for a long time because I was like, oh my God, she's good at this shit. Wow.
All right, here's a secret talent. I am really good at word processing and making like tables and documents. I made them for the whole school whenever we had to have a chart, whenever all that kind of stuff. I'm really into all of that like layout stuff.
So not me.
Like I can, if there's not a chart, a knitting pattern, I can go make a chart. Like I love those like details.
All right. If you could wear one piece of clothing for the rest of your life, what would that be?
Oh. Ula Johnson gown, like something all like glorious, and I could just be kind of like a gypsy dancing around a fire forever with like
I don't think she was asking for like set the scene.
Okay.
It's fine. It's perfect.
Caitlin.
Yeah.
So in rags. Okay, go ahead.
Really? You're done? You sure you're gonna give me some space here for an answer?
I was giving you time to think.
Oh, is that what it is? I was actually I listened to you when you're
oh my God, you guys are killing me.
No, for me it would be something completely soft and cozy, so probably wrapped in cashmere. Anything.
Okay, I'm all for that.
Total
all right.
Comfort. What do you want to add something? You forgot the BA. I mean, like seriously, I'm surprised you didn't say. And then underneath it would be
yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
It goes without saying.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.
All right. Aside from your cell phone, your keys, and your wallet, name me 5 things I would find in your purse or your bag right now.
No.
5 different shades of lipstick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a minimalist when I like try to carry the smallest bag. So I have Nivea lip balm for sure. That's milk and honey. What kind is it? We both have it. I don't carry much. That and maybe a lipstick. Sorry, that's totally boring, but
that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Now that COVID is almost over, we're gonna be able to travel again. What would be your dream destination? Together or apart?
Well, I mean, we've been talking about for a long time doing a whole European thing. So you're saying
I'd like to go to Amsterdam. I've never been there.
Amsterdam.
And Natasha from Moonstruck Knits lives there, and it's just so incredibly beautiful. And I would love to see the art there, and just it's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's where I would like to go next. And then I would like to also go to Edinburgh and France.
I would like to go to the Amalfi Coast. I would like to go there. Somewhere beautiful, colorful, warm. Yeah.
I like it.
Have you been to any of those places?
I've been to France. I've been to Switzerland. I've been to Germany. I've been to, that's it.
Mhm.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
though.
I haven't been in so long.
Yeah, I have been to.
But me too. Like I went when I was like younger, like 15, 16. So yeah.
More possible because of knitting. I mean, haven't you just loved? I mean, here we are talking to you in Canada.
Yeah,
I love that.
Canada's on the list for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's going on with that?
No, well, now that you're closer to being
We're
back,
almost open.
no,
Yeah.
Is that open soon? Okay,
Yeah. Exactly. No, that is so on our bucket list. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there.
Okay,
Mhm.
we know you will. We'll be at the border. Like, let them in. Let them in.
Or let me in.
Yeah,
or
that's
let me back in when I
Yeah,
come back. Because going in, I don't think it's an issue. Anyways,
right.
all right. Here's a funny question. Caitlin, tell me a piece of clothing in Jackie's closet you hate.
Ooh. I like this.
Wait, no, because I don't want to hear your answer for mine.
Oh, I've got mine already.
You
Can I
did?
start?
Wait,
Can I
can
start?
I go look at her closet?
No. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna look.
Oh.
I don't have a good memory. You talk.
Okay. She has these moo pajamas that I detest. It's like cow motif, and they're soft and fuzzy, and they're just like, and they have this gather right here. I hate them so much. And they offered them in a notch collared button version, which would have been sexy. She could have worn it open and like been like lounging around. And no, she chose the. And anyways, so I tried to help her with that.
No,
and
no,
then
no.
she got upset with me.
Okay, so I did not ask for your help.
I sent her lots of lingerie
I
photos.
I did not ask you your opinion. I did not say, hey, I'm shopping for pajamas. What do you think? I showed up on an iPhone FaceTiming, and she's like, ooh, I mean, she literally can see this much. And she's like, what are you wearing? What? It's pajamas. And she's like, oh no. And I was like, I am not dressed, just so you know, I'm not dressing for you. I'm not even dressing for James. This is what I'm anyway. So she's but
she has gotten a cute summer pair.
I actually bought pajamas to bring here because I knew if I wore those, she would be obnoxious.
Yeah, and they were cute, and
I'm not, just like that. I'm surprised you guys haven't made like the flutter butt kit from Jessie May. Just saying. But anyways,
I know.
We just haven't gotten around to the accessories.
I feel like my flutter butts would have to go to the ankle though. Like
it's on the list.
Whatever.
Please.
I know.
Please, Caitlin. Please.
Okay, fine.
All right, Caitlin. What piece of clothing in Jackie's closet do you hate?
Oh, listen, look at you.
I'm ready to be hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Because what you just said didn't hurt. It didn't hurt you. So that therefore.
Okay, go ahead.
Whatever. I think it's well, I feel like it's that sweatshirt with the holes in it.
Oh, I love that sweatshirt.
I know you do. And so wait, and it's a crew neck. Yeah. And it doesn't have a sexy open collar. Look at me, I'm Jackie Rose doing my dance party in my elbows. Like, okay, so that wait, no. This right is here. Yeah, we need to see
Oh
it.
My God, it's so good.
Seriously, so this is like how she in her head is like, oh no, but this is sexy and this is amazing.
This is what she doesn't like in mine, and I think it's so cute.
Well, of course you do. And I thought the same thing of my adorable pajamas that you just,
I mean, but this could be a quiz for your audience.
Oh, gee. Isn't that hot? Right.
That's not what I thought. There was a trend at one point. There's a few holes, like intentional. No. This is not intentional.
So of course,
this
is ahead of her time because she. Oh, look at this! I put my arm through the hole. Wait, I'm sorry.
She's putting it out.
Oh my God, I'm dying here.
Cute little. Oh, look at! Isn't that just awesome? I mean, it's just look. I feel so sexy.
I like it. It has an open
I know
neckline.
It's fine. It's an open neckline.
Anyways, we answered the question.
That's so good. I love you guys. Okay.
Oh,
What's your favorite cocktail?
oh. Jackie doesn't. So let me just put it this way. Jackie
Caitlin
doesn't
can
know.
answer for both
She's
of
not
us.
a drinking connoisseur, which is fine. There is no judgment. You don't have to be. But Jackie will go if we're out, and she'll be like, "What?" She'll go to the. Oh, this is what she'll do. Hello, bartender. What is your favorite drink? Would you like to shake it for me? I'll drink whatever you
This is
suggest.
not
Okay.
true.
It's so true.
Okay, anyways,
It's
moving
so
on.
true. Anyway, James is the most amazing liquor slinger. I mean, he needs to be a bartender. He's so good. So I would say right now a Manhattan.
Okay.
Or the summer version, my next drink would be a Pim's cup.
Okay.
And
Getting
I
fancy here.
Very
drink
fancy.
What they're drinking. I'll have one of those.
Yeah, she
That's
doesn't
what
have
I
an
do.
opinion.
I
It's
don't
okay.
Or she will drink with me a gin and tonic.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Gin and
I
tonic.
love gin and tonics. Oh,
Mhm.
love gin and tonics.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
I mean, listen, here in Canada, we have a really good distillery
yeah,
with that confused stuff. When you come to Canada,
love it. Love
Gin
it.
and
I
tonics.
love infused gin. I pretty much love it all. That's the problem. But
same.
Yeah.
Tea or coffee?
coffee.
Coffee.
Really?
Sure. I don't
If
know.
your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Whatever.
Can't make this shit up.
All right.
Whatever. That's good. Whatever.
Tell me one thing people would be surprised to find out about you.
I'm a twin. I have a twin brother.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that. I was
Yeah.
so happy to meet your mom, by the
Aw,
way.
Isn't she awesome?
She is amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jackie?
She's a man.
No,
Come on, this is
I know she's not. Anyways.
Something surprising about me. Well, this is a pretty boring answer, but my undergrad was in horticulture
Mm.
and African American studies, but and I'm currently in this place where Caitlin wants it to change, but I'm just not into plants right now, and so we go for walks, and she wants me, and it's just so adorable because she's in her falling in love with them place, and I just associate it all with my first marriage and every other thing, and it's just
Well, we
But
had
I
a lot of
love-
that together.
we did.
We used to be into plants together, and that was something. The only reason why I want you to get back into it is because I think it's something that it was such a part of you, and it's just a
totally.
dormant part.
And
I just want it to come alive, not for
Yes.
my sake.
and it will in its own good time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I look
I
forward
believe that.
Yeah. I think, but we share something together that a lot of people, nobody would really know. We both have degrees in Afro-American studies from UW-Madison. So we
Mhm.
didn't go to school, we weren't in classes together, but once we got to know, what'd you study? So that is something that
Mm-hmm.
a little joint secret thing.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
What would you say to your 13-year-old self?
Oh, do it all. Don't say no.
Oh.
13 years old. That's a really, I would go ahead.
No,
Do
you
have
go
Do
ahead.
you have an answer?
I don't.
You don't, you're leaning in.
I'm just listening.
I think love yourself. Love yourself.
My 13-year-old self was actually one of my best times in my life.
Too.
I remember I got this Richard Hilleman book, and it was on the branches of yoga, the yamas and the niyamas, which are
At 13?
Yes. And it
Wow.
was their moral code, and I thought it was so beautiful, and I was aspiring to live up to those, and I was doing karate then, and I remember that was
I didn't know you did karate.
Yep. And so there was all this I don't know, so it would have been to sort of, I wasn't able to stay on that track. I definitely got super off track after a while in high school. but that's okay too. So my 13-year-old self, I guess I would need to tell her that regardless of all the things that are going to unfold, what's happening now is true.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no avoiding all the lessons that you're going to have to face. But just remember who you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
She said.
I will visit Madison and I will visit Knoxville eventually. Tell me your favorite spot in each of your current cities.
Well, for me, it's somewhere in the mountains with a creek nearby. Like that is one of my discoveries of moving to Knoxville. Is we love to hike, and to me, the being surrounded by such natural beauty is just that's it right there.
And for I think the essence of Madison is the terrace. You know, it's the University of Wisconsin's Memorial Union patio terrace that's on the lake, and it's all where the sailboats are, and it's the campus of the university,
the epicenter.
And it's just like right out of a Renoir painting or something like that. It's just everyone feels good there,
and there's beer and just, ice cream.
Exactly. And so it's
paradise. I like it.
And big oak trees to shade you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But it's paved, so there aren't as many mosquitoes and stuff like that. So you can go get air conditioned and then come back outside, and it's fabulous. I mean, everybody who comes to Madison has to go there.
Sure.
All right. Caitlin, describe Knoxville in 3 words.
Ooh. Scruffy. Hip and hot.
Okay. Jackie, 3 words to describe Madison.
Here's a word I'm not into, but it comes to mind. The Badgers.
Ooh.
I know, I'm not saying that it's what I want, but it's true. Like, it's very much about
dairy.
No, I'm just saying it's like where the football happens, and you know, and
we're it's a Big Ten. It's a Big Ten
town, and it's a huge part of Madison. And it can be, there can be like gorgeous pageantry around that, you know, and joy for people.
3 words. That's it.
Okay, the Badgers.
Like, could you just
the capital? Sorry, you know, it's this.
That's good. Keep going. One more.
And lakes.
Perfect.
Okay. Love it.
So she asked a question when it's 3 words. You give 3 words.
Okay. Don't get into a fight. That's good. We're all good.
Fighting is 3 direction. It's different.
It's okay. I can edit. I'm really good at it.
I'm fanning myself.
She's like lifting her skirt
so I can get the breeze up my skirt. Okay.
I mean, like, am I in your way here? She's just like, oh, sorry. Just needs.
Oh, you guys are killing me. Okay. What's the last podcast or YouTube channel you watched?
Ours.
I love watching Kristy's Whip Wednesdays. I think they're the best thing out there right now. It's just like so authentic. It's her creative process. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
it.
Yeah.
Love it.
I honestly haven't been watching much on the podcast, but I think I watched.
I'm the same, to be honest.
I watched the interview with my mom. So just to like, she was so, I just have to say this, it was so adorable. We had
She's amazing.
So much technical problems getting this podcast to go. And once we finally recorded it, you know, we play it back because you want to hear it. And she was like, is that really me? Is that what I look like? Do I really look that good? I was like, yes, Mom, you look fabulous. And she, is that really me? I was like, how many more times do I have to answer?
Oh, I love her. I love her so much.
People who don't do this don't understand how weird it is to be in front of the camera and see yourself, and you know.
I never watch. Aside from when I edit, I never watch back. I can't watch myself. It's weird. I can't listen to myself. It just freaks me out.
Yeah.
Anyways, what is the biggest challenge the next generation will face, according to CadyJax?
Oh,
that's
the environment. I'm sorry. I mean, I personally I know that my son and Lily, you know, they think the earth is, I'm sorry, doomed. They do. So that is the fundamental thing is,
you fix that, everything else falls
will
into
we
place.
take care of our planet?
Yeah, I agree.
According to you, which decade had the best sense of style?
Oh, for me, I think it was the 40s. I love the tailored little suits and the peplum and the, I don't know, the silhouette, the hats, like the close, you know, the whole thing. I think I am of the 40s.
I think I like the Belle Epoque, like the absolute, you know, the corseted gowns with, you know, those sorts of things.
Yeah, I agree.
If I could wear one of those, I'd be happy.
That would be amazing.
I also love, you know, what is that period, but it's not as fancy. The Napoleonic era, you know, those little like linen and then the cashmere shawls, you know, and all of it was on pure waist and everything. I love that too.
Kind of straight and What is the nicest thing you've ever done for somebody?
Oh, I know for sure. I mean,
that's so hard.
But that's deep. But I will just say that, like, and in doing so, it gives you so much more. But having Lily live with us has been the most rewarding thing for our family and for her. I mean, I'm not trying to say, but it's been mutual, and it's interesting because my mother's brother married my father's sister, and they had 2 girls, and my parents had 2 girls, and one half of our family was Catholic, and then there was us. We were nothing. And so my sense of like, I always was inventing. I was very moral, and I was very interested in religions and things like that. I always have been. And I often thought it was like a to-do list, like, because the way, not that it was right or wrong, but the way I perceived my family on the other side sometimes is that they did all the good things. They did the walks for this and stuff like that. And I didn't go do those sorts of things. And so oftentimes I would feel like a bad person. And then I just discovered as an adult and that it isn't like, that it truly expands you to give yourself away if it's the right, if it's in the right spirit. If it was like my young self thinking it was something you had to do to be seen to be virtuous versus actual, I think what was intended all along was to listen to your heart and to go, where do I need to open? To who do I need to show more love to? And then that's just good for the whole, all of us, you know? And so I think tuning into that has been such a joy. And Lily is like the most magnificent human being. And so it felt, I mean, it's not my story to tell, but it's just really having her live with us for sure.
It transpires in the way you guys interact, which is so soothing and I don't know. It's, you can feel the love and the mutual respect and the mutual passion for common things, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. It is good.
Caitlin.
Oh, I mean, I'm really bad at recall, so I will just say, like, when you get these kind of questions, it's like it sort of shuts down. So one thing that I can think of is related to you is when your husband had a medical tragedy, and just to like stopped everything in my tracks and was fully present for, felt like a very, like,
she was she'd just fallen in love with James, and they had a vacation planned, and my husband was in the ICU dying, and she was just like, not going on my vacation. She canceled it, and she just,
which just sounds so stupid. Of course, that's what. But it was it was just stop. I didn't go back to work. Like it was. I am. This is where I am.
And it wasn't anything she did. She was like, I surrender my being to you. I'm here to be with you,
as any friend would do. But that was a very but it was at times stopped. I think for all of us at that point.
But I think we mistake that. That's the same thing. I think it's that surrender. Like, I'm just going to show up for you.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. It's just show up.
And we can do that in the time. And that's what I've discovered with kids in school. You can do that all the time.
Yeah.
You can do that all the time.
So just show up. Yeah.
And I think that's what makes friendships so strong and so important at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
And can I add one more thing? It's foundational, and then all the like ruffle, like, you know, the banter and the BS is just there. It's like, and I think if anybody ever sees it, it's like sometimes people have given us feedback about the way we treat each other, like trying to be constructive.
Yeah.
They're trying to be helpful. Like they see the bickering and think that's what it is. Yeah. And that is just up here. And what's underneath it is just this abiding love.
Yeah. Totally. Well,
Sweet or salty? We go from like a super philosophical question to sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Okay.
Both. I don't like
you need balance.
Both. Yeah.
You need balance.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. What is the most beautiful thing you can find in nature according to you?
Oh.
I know. Light. I am a light seeker. I love light. And the way light falls, I worship the light.
I would totally agree. Totally agree.
All right. Let's do a few fiber questions, shall we?
Sure.
Shall we?
Who taught you how to knit?
We learned to knit together. We took a class. That's where it all began. And
I don't remember her name, but she was
weaving workshop, which is no longer in existence.
And she was probably the age we are now.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
She was just very professional knitting teacher, you know, very.
It was good though. We learned.
Yeah.
She clearly knew what she was doing, how to teach.
All right. A little deeper question. What does this fiber community brings to you guys? On a personal level and on a duo CadyJax level?
Well, I think just starting with the duo level, you know, I don't think we had any expectations at all about doing our podcast. We just didn't know, you know, we didn't have any thoughts about it. And then it just was so amazing, the immediate response and the response to, like, it's just a community, create like the connection with community it's just unreal. That I think is what the takeaway of CadyJax. On a personal level, I feel like it's just expanded my world, and I'm sure for you too. And we're connected with people all over the world, like messaging on Instagram, like, and it's such an unfolding. It would never have expected the deep connections that I have made, and you know, that we've made together. It's been so rewarding and fulfilling.
Aggie?
I actually think it's a kind of a shift out of this. All right, I don't really mean to use these words, but like industrial, mechanical, patriarchal, whatever, mechanized, you know, that whole world of strip malls and fast food and
fast fashion and
cable news network. So it's this shift into, I love the fact that it is all these people saying, this is who I am. This is how I'm doing
Mhm.
things. And they're presenting themselves and being seen by one another. And it's like this sense of self-expression
Mhm.
rather than, I mean, and of course there's some other elements that come into it, but I love the platform for all these people to express themselves rather than just consume.
Yeah. And I think the I found so surprising is when we've been fortunate enough to go to a lot of knitting events, you know, whether it's whatever, you know,
Vogue, grind bag, stitches, and
then when you when somebody asks you to describe what like, oh, you went to a knitting convention, like, you know, the facial expression is like, what's that about? And I have always been blown away by the energy and the positivity of, like, when you're around your people and you're around and we're all passionate about it. And I mean, I get it. Like, okay, if I was a car person, like, and going to a car show, I get it now. Like, you're in this bubble of people that all speak the same language and are also really supportive of one another. I think that's the thing too, is it's so beautiful how we lift each other up through the craft.
when people ask me what VKL is or what Rhinebeck is, I tell them it's like the Super Bowl of fiber.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
yeah.
I mean, you have
Not competitive, where Super Bowl is competitive.
Cannot be a little bit, but I mean, it's where, like, it's the tailgating aspect of the whole
event. Yeah, the party of it. Yeah.
So it brings everybody together, whatever walk of life you're actually from.
Totally.
I mean, who would have thought that I would hook up with a girl, a veterinarian from Iowa, me, the little, like, tattooed from head to toe, and, like, you know,
I mean, it's out. But I mean, persona. Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
But that's what it. And all the like the meaningful relationship that actually were built out of this community is what it is. We have one common ground, and it's the love for expressing yourself through fiber.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's the feminine, not like born with, you know, parts feminine, but that energy, I think, is in there, and the creativity, I think that's what it is it's it stands apart from just being wanting to be like everybody else. I think it's a place where your unique expression is celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. What is your best fiber festival memory? Is there something that comes to mind for either of you?
Oh, I mean, Rhinebeck on the podcast hill, that moment of just pure, the whole thing. Like, I wish somebody had been, like, created a movie of it. It was just, it's visually was so amazing.
Do you remember I wrote a poem about it?
Yeah, and the energy, you look that up. The energy there, that for me is the moment of just, and also being able to stand back, you know, because it was a hill, you could sort of stand back when you just needed a little space from all the people, and just to observe the joy and the colors and the energy, all of it. It was, that would be my.
And all the people gathering. I mean, there was, like, all kinds of little, like, groups and walking. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah, like, even if you didn't knit this sweater and this group, like, you could just feel the pulsation of the happy energy. It was so good. Yeah.
I have no idea
Can't
where
find
it is.
Okay, well,
it doesn't need to be read, but yeah, that was.
Yeah, this is not your podcast where you get to read poetry.
That's right.
It's fine. I like it. Okay. Don't give her a hard time for that. I'm all good with that.
Totally gonna give her a hard time. Come on.
So, second last question.
Oh wow, that's it. Wow. Okay.
Time flies when you're having fun, guys. What's your best memory of me?
That's cute.
I think it was when you showed up at the house. Your whole essence. You just were. I mean, we didn't know you at all, but we knew you, right? And you had so much emotion that just radiated from you, and it's just beauty and grace and kick-ass, like, you know, amazingness.
And I would
All
say
wrapped up.
again on the hill when you were hugging Caitlin, because it was like it's like all the things, the relief, the beauty, like this is who I am.
Yeah,
I just,
love
it
that.
was like baptism in fiber love.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I miss you guys so much.
We love you.
Okay.
Get it together for the last question.
So the last question is actually, I've been starting to do that in 2021 and I think it's super fun. So I would like you to shout out a small business that you discovered over the last few months, maybe over the pandemic, somebody that's not big. It doesn't have to be somebody from the fiber community. It can be that you fell in love with during the pandemic.
Oh, Wandering Flock. Why am I blanking?
I don't remember her name. I know everybody knows Wandering Flock. Like, I mean,
well, right, but I mean, the first time we encountered her was at VKL, and she had this adorable booth, you know, coming out and of sort of the main thing, and she was just so sweet, and you could just like, and her yarn is so beautiful, and just her yarn is like breathtaking, and it
looks, if you could put into yarn what a dream, like a perfect dream would be, it's her yarn. Like the colors and the, yeah, I agree.
So one of my special memories of COVID was going to Pittsburgh last summer, and I stayed in Debbie Korb's sister Susie's apartment, and out of her apartment she runs a business called Pittsburgh Mercantile, and I just, Caitlin is wearing like
the most amazing earrings,
and like here's you know, a scarf, and you know, she just curates the most joyful books, jewelry, fibers, pottery, and I would say it's like that word is like almost overused, joy, insouciance, playfulness, but it was so necessary, that bit of lightning, you know, that, and Susie has that, like the colors that she chooses, she just lives to laugh. I mean, and that's reflected in her business. And I know that all the Zooming, it was always important to like have earrings on, because it was some way to sort of say, I'm here, here are my earrings. And so and then I would also see them popping up on my friends and stuff like that. I could see her earrings, or people would get things from her and we would see it. And again, it didn't feel like crass, just buying stuff. It felt like she's a woman who has really great taste, and she supports small artists. That's her whole point. And so these things are, like you said, they're the livelihoods of people who want to lead a beautiful life. Like this is Natalie Latte, and I mean her. And so anyways, well, that's all. I just say Pittsburgh Mercantile. I loved her.
And honestly, like, so when you asked the question, like for me, I was thinking fiber, but the thing that's been so wonderful about our podcast is it's put us in, like, connecting us with so many beautiful artistic women. And when we wear something, it's not because we're promoting it, or we're, you know, like we showcase the things we love. And it would be remiss if we didn't say Melissa Jenkins. Like, we're not, it's like the first time we're not wearing her jewelry, but I feel like she was our first person that we sort of were wearing her jewelry. She's local, she's part of our knitting group. And it was just so great to you know, to promote somebody, like, without even thinking about it, like, we're just wearing her earring, right? But, and like you said, like, to see other people pop up wearing it, and it's just like supporting other women artists, like, that is so Anyway.
Again, don't you think, I know you're kind of nodding, but you think like it isn't the product, it's the spirit that they make it in, and then it shows up in the product.
Yeah.
Because, and so you just feel good.
And I think when you support a small business, you buy a little piece of that person to carry with you all the time.
Totally.
And I think that's what's actually so important, to like maybe lay off and not buy as much, you know, fast fashion, and be mindful about what you get, because it supports someone. Like, it puts food on the table of a maker. It actually pays for, you know, kids doing different stuff, and put, you know, where, and you carry a little bit of that person on a daily basis, which is, I think, the most important thing.
Totally.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
We're so lucky that we get to know. It's like the slow eating. My sister buys all our food, and she loves knowing the farmers who make our food and or grow our food, and it's so fabulous to know the makers on the stuff that you're wearing on your body, to know them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That
was so good.
That
was so good.
Don't you have like 35 more questions?
Nope, that's it. When I do like 2, I try to keep it within like about an hour.
Yeah. How are we
so
doing?
It's manageable for people to watch.
Yeah.
So I try to tone it down, because, you know, you get 2 answers per. So I go to it's about 45 questions. That's what we've been through, which I am so thankful and grateful for your time. And I have been wanting you on this show from the beginning. And remember, Caitlin, you said, oh no, with the pandemic, I wasn't really feeling it. And I totally, and honestly, I would rather do it in person. And that was the whole point of this podcast in the first place, was to be able to sit down with people in person. But
next time.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is we really appreciate having space with you,
and we can't wait to
hug.
Oh, you have no idea.
I know.
I will
like a series of photos, like the Sophie crying, hugging series, you know.
Oh yeah, makeup all over my face, and
yeah. You are a beautiful woman.
Yeah. So
I love you so much, guys. Thanks again. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bye.